At the end of the day, I asked myself one question: can I take one more step? The answer is yes. So if you can answer that question and not take another step, that is real failure. You have to learn to be your best self when you're least motivated. That is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. When you go to war with yourself, you find a lot of peace. You don't find peace first. I found peace on the opposite end of finding myself. And no one really finds themselves without going through trials, tribulations, suffering, accountability. And accountability is suffering. Being accountable every fucking day for doing right for yourself, for the people next to you, it's miserable. It's hard. Nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. If we're willing to go there and we're willing to push that extra step. And like I say, I always tell people, a lot of people, man, how do you do what you do? Purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There is no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that, and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's gonna come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not gonna be ready when the time comes. It's all about, reality and what you're basing things off of. I never talked about it. Because I knew the path to winning was gonna be years of failing first. So I taught myself how to fail properly. No matter how much you improve, no matter how much you change who you are, it's not permanent. Your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. Your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death, real life shit. You're alone. You're alone. You may have a shrink you're going to, you may have a best friend you're going to, but there's 24 hours in a day where you're alone in this brain. And your brain is talking to you in all kinds of ways. And it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. You got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. You got to control it. If not, it's over. We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a comfortable environment. You will not find toughness in a comfortable environment. Those of you who are listening to this, whoever hear this, you will not find it. I was trying to look for it everywhere. The only way you find it is in a position where you're just out of sorts. It's all back down to a very primitive mindset of we just have to do. It's like breathing. Breathing becomes normal. Like we didn't know that we're doing. That's how you have to live your life. When that alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning, your mind says no. You just say, this is what we do. It's what we do now. Because to get to where you want to go, the amount of pain involved, I'm not saying physical, I'm not saying you got to break yourself off. The amount of mental pain of how many times you're gonna have to do something that you don't want to do to get to where you want to go. We all have that capability, but it takes going through that 20% to that 100% and all that shit in between to get to that light that you see at the end of that fucking tunnel. And you're alone, man, in that space. There's no horns honking, there's no people yelling. So in that quiet, there's a lot of darkness in that quiet, man, and you figure out a lot of stuff, whether it be bad or good, you figure it out.